Good Friday morning. My devotional yesterday, one of them, talked about Selah, Selah. It's a pause, usually in music, and it's like a message of comfort from God that says, hold up, be still, think about me, just rest in me a moment. David uses the word in Psalms chapter 3. And when I went to research Psalms chapter 3, it says the title, The Lord Protects His People. And then there's a subtitle that tells us this is David's song when the Lord protected him when he was running from his son Absalom, his third son. He loved Absalom. He loved all of his children to a fault, probably because Absalom decided that he was actually a spoiled child. And it almost seems like, gosh, Absalom is rotten to the core. He assaulted his sister. He ran off. And then when David, his dad, made a way for him to come back home, his thing was, I'm going to undermine him and get the kingship. So he started getting all of these Israelites from Jerusalem against David. So much so that David had to flee because everybody seemed like they were on Absalom's side. They were saying, like, hail to the king, bowing to Absalom. And David says, Lord, how increased are those that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. The ones that were my subjects, the ones that you placed me over now, they're on Absalom's side. And Absalom's my son. Many there be which say of me, there's no help. There's no help for him even in God. But he says, oh, but you, Lord, you are a shield for me. You are my glory, and you are the one who lifts up my head. Verse 4, I cried unto the Lord. This is David saying, with my voice, and the Lord heard me out of his holy mountain. Selah. There was also a Selah after 2 when it says, many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. He paused and thought about that. But after 4, verse 4, when he says, I cried unto the Lord, and the Lord heard my voice, even from his holy hill. No matter how high he is, he still looks down below and he hears and he sees and he answers. And after that, verse 5, David says, I laid down to sleep, and I slept and I awaked, and the Lord sustained me. I knew I could sleep and not worry about my son coming and killing me because the Lord is my helper. The Lord is my protector. Imagine that parent. He loves his child, but his child has seen fit to try to take over. And it doesn't matter if he has to kill his dad, he's going to do it. I imagine that David is weary, he's tired, he's frustrated, he's sad. But in the midst of that, Selah. Psalms 46:1 tells us that God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble. And then if you go down to verse 10, it says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted over all the earth. David says in Psalms 3, I cried out to the Lord. I know who was in charge. He heard my voice even from up high on the holy mountain. And then I slept because I know the Lord is sustaining me. If you're in the midst of a hot battle right now, you feel like enemies are all around you. You know that Satan takes our vulnerabilities and works through us when our eyes are not on the Lord. So those people that you may think are your enemies, actually the real enemy is Satan. But you need to know how to protect yourself, where your help comes from. Our help comes from the Lord. That's what David said. And he, Selah. Before you get stirred up and thinking how you can solve it, know that we don't have enough strength in ourselves. Be still. Pause in the Lord's presence. Lord, what is it that you want me to do? Speak, for your servant hears. Psalm chapter 3, verses 1 through 5. I love you. God loves us. He so wants us to love one another. And God willing, I will see you Monday. Have a beautiful, safe weekend. Bye.